Alright, hello, I'm Eddie Gomez, and tonight I'll be refuting Maria's claim that vegetarianism achieves a healthier lifestyle than non-vegetarianism. Her three secondary claims that she used was being vegetarian will preserve the environment one lives in, being vegetarian will keep you at a balanced mental state, and being vegetarian versus eating meat overall reduces your risk of being sick. For her first claim, she used a single farm in Utah to as an example to show how much waste is produced from a farm, and she said the entire city of Los Angeles is in manure produced, and that's like I find that kind of small to like envision. And if you envision a manure the size of Los Angeles, like against the earth, like it's kind of small. So like that's kind of like a weak comparison. And then towards the middle of that claim, she said something about methane gas released by cows, pigs, and poultry, but she ended the statement with saying that we should reduce the number of animals raised as a whole. So I don't know if she meant animals and all, or just cows, pigs, and poultry, because I'm pretty sure vegetarians have like pets and stuff, so I don't know what she really meant by that. And another part to that claim was she assumed that everyone had a big appetite for fish, which I know plenty of people that don't like fish at all, can't even smell it. And at the end of that one, she ended it with that there's not any more natural environments, which we live in one, and I'm sure it's like shortened, but there still are a large amount of those. And I found that a study from Cranford University that meat substitutes cause more harm than meat producers. Soy factories and stuff like that, they require a lot of oil and energy to produce soy itself. And studies show that the amount of foreign land required to produce the substitute product and the potential destruction of forests to make way for farmland outweigh the negatives of rearing beef and lamb in the UK. And plus, like, it has to be imported, so that would just add to the issues on environment. And also, meat substitutes were also found to be highly processed, which also demand large amounts of energy. For example, the Burger King veggie burger contains around 19 processed foods in a single patty, and that would require each of those ingredients would require a lot of energy to be processed. And Smart Bacon, a substitute meat that's used, it has 16 processed foods. One of the ingredients is paprika, which requires hexane to extract taste and coloring. And hexane is a refined petroleum product, so that would we're still using oil to produce. We use actual oil, like a refined petroleum product, to get something out of an ingredient. And a report by Evan Amerson from the North American Congress of Latin America found that soy cultivators dump more than 6 million gallons of pesticides and herbicides in the Paraguayan soil every year, and that just adds to the problem with the environment. It's not really helping it out at all, which have also led to in another case, diseases and death around that area. Her second claim of being vegetarian will keep you at a balanced mental state. The information she got that for, and she used a stat that 15 million Americans suffer from various stages of depression. I read that article and it had nothing to do with food itself. It was just mainly on the economy and stuff. And she said being a vegetarian would keep you from wasting money and stuff like that. But I found that not being vegetarian, you still need your your zinc and your iron, which is not really found in plant foods or stuff like that. So you would end up spending like close to $10 on a bottle of zinc or like zinc supplements or stuff like that, so you can stay at a healthy level. And she said it will keep, where it said various stages of depression. Zinc itself, at a low levels of zinc, can cause buildup of copper, which can lead to lower energy levels and to hyperactivity or depression itself. And that would also, like that just takes that off a balanced mental state, because depression is not a balanced mental state. That's it. Yeah.
All right, you label the points clearly. The first point you've got a whole bunch of responses to. The original challenge is to the reasonableness of the example that the advocate's using. I'm not sure what seems unreasonable to you. You just say that it's unreasonable, and you know, it's one particular farm, and you say, well, it's, you know, a pile of manure the size of Los Angeles, that's not that big. I don't know. I've been in Los Angeles. It's a pretty big place. That's a lot of crap, you know. So I'm not sure why that's something that's unreasonable. I thought the other arguments that you had were interesting counterclaims, that in essence we would have problems trying to replace meat in the diet with other products, that would have greater environmental impact. I think that those are better arguments, and they work pretty well, but you need to have clear claims on those points. You need stronger labeling on them, and you need to present them a little bit more forcefully, because it seems very passive in the way you're developing it. The second point, you're challenging on relevance, and I think that there's a good argument to be made about relevance issue here, but you don't really talk about the evidence that the advocate used, except in a general way. Your source citations on the evidence on the first point were pretty good, but I don't hear any evidence on this particular point. All right, thank you. I got to